Hello, this is CMD Nova. Today I am proud to introduce CyberMD Care's core platform, our enterprise workflow optimization and documentation support infrastructure. This platform is intended to help manage long-term care, MLTCO, and PACE organizations operating under capitated risk arrangements improve documentation workflows, streamline administrative processes, and support internal audit readiness, subject to each organization's own policies, clinical practices, and implementation. Currently, our scalability is built to reference the broader operational landscape of 40 registered California PACE organizations, encompassing over 117 physical care sites. In the United States, PACE organizations operate under capitated payment structures and bear significant responsibility for financial and care coordination management. In this environment, avoidable utilization, unresolved care gaps, and insufficiently supported documentation can significantly impact resource planning and quality performance. On the ground, manual quality measure tracking and documentation review can create heavy administrative burdens, draining valuable coordinator hours across physical sites. Most critically, incomplete medical documentation and unsupported coding indicators create substantial audit and compliance risks during risk adjustment reviews. To bridge this critical administrative gap, our application is designed to collect patient-reported and device-generated wellness information to support but not replace clinician assessment and in-person or telehealth encounters. By capturing patient-reported pain context, P, structured health questionnaire responses, Q, and biometric wellness telemetry, or R, the PQR data system organizes raw information into structured summaries intended to be configurable against customer-selected quality measures and applicable CMS and NCQA specifications as interpreted and implemented by the customer's compliance and clinical teams. This workflow allows enterprise operators to support proactive care management and efficient resource planning under capitated arrangements. Patient-reported and device-generated data is periodically analyzed under configured workflows to support clinician review and care management prioritization before clinical escalation. While the platform is not a substitute for emergency services, configured alerting may route selected readings to designated clinical staff according to customer protocols. Simultaneously, our integrated BioSignbox protocol supports robust identity assurance and auditable data integrity workflows, establishing secure record tracking across digital touchpoints under HIPAA supportive safeguards, clear notices, applicable consent or authorization where required, and retention controls. Inside our architecture, each documentation prompt or review item moves through a configured workflow lifecycle governed entirely by the provider organization. To prevent unresolved workflow backlogs, if no affirmative clinician action or review occurs within a configured window, such as a 30-day threshold, the item may be marked as expired or closed for workflow purposes while strictly preserving required system logs, audit records, and federal data retention obligations. There are three sequential interdependent pipelines from structured data organization to a preserved, auditable documentation trail. Consequently, fragmented patient-generated metrics are organized through our pipeline into documentation records that may assist internal audit preparation and internal documentation review. Our risk adjustment documentation review support engine references configured clinical resources to generate non-binding condition category or documentation prompts for clinician review under the applicable CMS-AHCC model version for the relevant payment year, including V24 and V28 parameters where appropriate. This provides clinical context for internal review right at the point of care, delivering a verifiable data integrity trail as an output to assist internal documentation accuracy and support audit readiness. Workflow risk tiers are generated preliminarily for clinician review to prioritize care management. To support data minimization, the underlying model processes demographic attributes using secure account-linked variables, specifically configured management IDs, gender, and age under strict HIPAA privacy safeguards and applicable business associate agreements. These prompts are not diagnoses, not HCC codes, and not billing recommendations, and must not be used for claim submission without independent clinician validation and compliant documentation. While navigating the complex transition between model versions, the engine strategically presents non-binding documentation prompts to the clinician prior to final EHR entries, reducing the risk of clinical documentation omission. These clinician-reviewed documentation prompts are accompanied by non-financial context summaries, allowing providers to track information relevant to quality measures prior to formal clinical attestation. It is critical to emphasize that our framework operates strictly as an advisory tool, not automated coding. No code is selected, inserted into the EHR, or used for billing without independent clinician validation. Clinical judgment and final coding decisions remain fully with licensed clinicians, and every user action is preserved in an audit log that supports data integrity review and compliance validation. The platform does not estimate, predict, optimize, or guarantee reimbursement, RAF scores, capitation, shared savings, or payment outcomes. At its core, the platform supports selected value-based care documentation processes. Raw patient-reported data may support clinician-reviewed annual wellness visit and health risk assessment documentation workflows where applicable to the customer's program. Rolling trends are monitored to assist in cohort identification, supporting clinician review for high-prevalence conditions like hypertension, diabetes, CKD, and CHF, thereby helping to support systemic compliance and assisting quality measure tracking in accordance with NCQA HEDIS, Healthcare Effectiveness Data and Information Set, specifications as implemented by the customer. In conclusion, CyberMD Care delivers regulatory risk controls designed to support clinician review, privacy, and documentation integrity. By enforcing strict clinician validation before any coding or billing use, the platform mitigates compliance exposure while ensuring that clinical judgment and final liability stay fully vested in the doctor's independent attestation. By minimizing direct identifiers where feasible, omitting unnecessary names, social security numbers, or addresses, our risk reduction architecture is engineered to minimize privacy risks and protect data under strict HIPAA supportive standards. Our DSM Inference X engine is designed to help bridge the gap between raw patient metrics and strong data integrity controls. It is intended as a robust infrastructure component to support care management workflows, streamline quality measure documentation, and reinforce enterprise audit readiness. It does not by itself establish clinical accuracy, medical necessity, legal admissibility, CMS acceptance, or RADV sufficiency. Those determinations remain with providers, payers, and applicable regulatory bodies. Thank you very much.